Alrighty, guys. So we have a good video on this Saturday. Happy Saturday, by the way. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We're going to go over the top insider trades from 2024 so far. And let me tell you guys, there's been a lot of sales from what I'm seeing right here. A couple of buys, a couple of buys as well. But most of what we're going to talk about today are sales. And again, there's a lot of sales that have been going on here. So we're going to break down what's going on with the insiders at some of these biggest or some of the biggest companies in the world, guys. And we'll take a quick look at the charts here as we did just hit another all-time high on Friday, not only on SPY, but on Triple Q and the Dow Jones as well. So hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year. And don't forget to follow me on X as well. I think we're like 20, 30 followers away from 1,000 followers. So make sure you guys do that. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So at this point, you guys know the beginning half of, or the first half rather, of 2024 was pretty choppy for the stock market, all the indexes pretty much, but now in the past couple of trading days, we've been breaking out. You guys can see SPY, the ascending triangle that we called out a couple of videos ago. That played out. That just hit an all-time high on Friday. Triple Q is also breaking out. You guys can see we just hit 422 almost on Friday, which was yesterday. That was an all-time high. The ascending triangle's playing out here. And the Dow Jones, guys, all three of these hit all-time highs on the same day. This was trading sideways for the majority of the beginning of this year so far, so for the past couple of weeks. And then yesterday, we broke out. 37,933 is the new all-time high on the Dow, and the Russell's the one that's not quite yet breaking out yet fully, but my alert is set at 1985. If we break that, then we start pushing 2000. We crack 2000, guys. This could be off towards the mid-high 2000s, which recently we just hit 2070. We hit that back in the end of last year. If we break that point, then we could be on our ways towards all-time highs, which you can see clearly, guys. We're still a couple hundred points away from the all-time high, but who knows, man? We could be heading there, and a lot of these analysts out there believe small caps are going to crush it this year, so watch out for something like this at some point on the Russell. Potentially, of course, it's not guaranteed, but that's what I'm watching, especially if we break past 2000, 2050, 2100. That's going to be a big spot for the Russell. So before we ramble on too much here on these indexes, guys, let me go over to Safari. Bear with me here so we can see what's going on with these insider trades from the last couple of days here. I think these go back to about a week ago. So let's see. And of course, there's a lot here. We're not going to run through every single line that you guys are seeing here, but we are going to talk. Whoops, ignore that ad. Sorry, guys. I don't have FinViz here. I'm not paying for them right now. They are a solid software or, a website from what I've, used in the past. Not sponsored, guys, but if we do see some ads, it's because I'm not, I don't pay for this platform. Either way, whatever. It's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. We're going to cover the biggest insider moves, which you can see the green lines. Those are buys. The red lines are sales. And you can see how many more sales there are than buys here, which is pretty insane. We can see a lot of these major companies on the left. You can see the ticker. We have T-Mobile. We have companies like Dell, Airbnb, Meta, companies like CrowdStrike, which, we're going to talk about that a little bit here. What else here, guys? A bunch of companies, CRM, Salesforce, and you'll notice a lot of these have gone up like crazy recently. There's NVIDIA. So let's dive into some of these. So it looks like Dell, a couple of days ago, the director at Dell, a director, ended up selling roughly, let's see, they sold... let's see. It's not really saying, or wait, they sold all their, holy crap, they sold their entire position here, it looks like, guys. 3 million shares, $250 million. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but it looks like here, some sort of, director sold a bunch out of Dell. T-Mobile, we can see it looks like another director at T-Mobile They sold at about $162 to $165 per share. A couple of days ago, they sold roughly $30 million on this position here, $32 million here, $32 million here. So they're selling a bunch. We're talking millions of shares being sold from that director at T-Mobile. And here we go, guys, NVIDIA. Let me actually zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better, but bear with me. If you guys listen along here, we'll run through this. You don't have to see every little line here for yourselves, but look. NVIDIA was sold by a director, it looks like. They sold roughly, and these charts are getting annoying, 500,000 shares, 36,000 shares they sold. You can see right here, which came in at about, let's see, 36,000 shares, $19 million. Let me actually zoom out a bit here for myself. $19 million, and they still owe around 1.1 million shares, or own, 1.1 million shares. So it's not like they sold their entire position, but we do have a director, Mark Stevens, it looks like here. He's selling some NVIDIA, which is interesting. That was on the 12th of January. Let's see what else here, guys. Oh, Coinbase. 2 sales by a director, looks like, on the 12th and the 17th. Looks like he ended up selling about at $131 on one sale, $134 on the other sale, 97,000 shares roughly on each sale. And he still owns a good amount of stock, but that was actually a big chunk out of his position. So he owns roughly 201,000 shares now, but he was getting rid of, 97,000 on one sale, 97,000 shares on another sale. So that's actually a pretty big chunk he's selling out there. And that's about $15 million $25 million of stock director selling there at Coinbase. Airbnb, looks like the CEO, Brian Chesky, he's selling a good chunk here. Not a lot in terms of his total position, but he did sell around $11 million, 82,000 shares. He still owns 15 million shares, so that's not a big deal at all. And Mark Zuckerberg, he's been selling out of Meta pretty much every day. Well, not every day, but it looks like he sold on the 12th, 16th, 11th, 17th of January. So 4 different days there, about 19, looks like 1,000 shares each time. So he sold about 80,000 shares, roughly at 365 to 375 in the past week, roughly. So he sold a bunch of stock, but obviously he still owns an unreal amount of Meta. I'm not too sure exactly how much he owns right now, but it looks like Dash, the director at, his name's Andy, or that could be a woman too, Andy Fang, DoorDash director, sold on the 11th and 12th. They sold about 67,000 shares, and then 66,980 on the other day, so about 130,000 shares were sold there. And she owns, or they, him, whatever, I don't know, but they own 40,000 shares still, it looks like. But man, that was actually a big sale there from the director at, DoorDash. Massive sale there. And let's see what other notable ones. I mean, we have CRM. We have the CEO of CRM selling on the 12th and 18th. They sold 15,000 shares each time, about $4 million, but they still own millions of shares, guys. So that's not a big deal at all. The CEO, Mark Benioff, over there at Salesforce. Let's see what else. Another Salesforce sell here from the CEO on the 16th and 17th. So we're noticing a lot from the big tech companies. There goes Coinbase again. Here we have Google, CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai. He sold, 22,500 shares, $3.2 million, 2 different days, so about 6 million-ish, a little over that. So he still has 2.4 million shares, but they're selling out a bit. And at the end of the day, guys, this is not a big deal at all. A lot of these stocks that we're talking about, they've gone up an unbelievable amount this year. Or forget this year. I mean, the past, couple years, and really in 2023, they're just trimming a bit, it seems like. And these stocks just keep on pushing. A lot of these big tech stocks, this year as well. We can see here Michael Saylor, he sold some MicroStrategy, it looks like, on the 18th, 16th, and the 17th. He sold about 15,000 shares total, or about $7-8 million, right around there for that total position. Looks like the chair of board, president, and CEO of Marvell is selling out a little bit of stock. He sold 30,000 shares at $65 a share, $1.9 million, but he still owns 800,000 shares. So you're noticing a lot of these big CEOs, guys, the directors, they still own a lot of stock. I mean, they're not just getting rid of all their stock. They're just trimming by the looks of it. And there were not many buys that I'm seeing here from this week, at least when it comes to the top, insider trading, at least when it comes to this website's numbers here, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Again, a lot of sales, not too much buying here, as markets are at all-time highs, and a lot of these stocks that we're talking about, or that we talked about, are at all-time highs as well. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'm probably going to make a video like this every single week. What do you guys think about, just insider moves in general? Do you like this type of content? Do you want me to do this and make it like a series or something? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and you might as well get some free stocks from Moomoo, up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. Just use that link down below. Fund your account with at least $100. You get 5 stocks, and fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks. And again, each of those could be valued up to $2,000. So get on it. Use that link down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys later.